Adam Silver is considering shortening the NBA from 82 games to I don't know what. I guess because of so many injuries in the last couple of years, how it has affected, some people's projections on how the season should go or was going to go. What's your opinion on Adam Silver shortening the season? Do you think that's a good or a bad move?
It's probably a good move, to be honest with you, because it's been about a year and a half, right, when they only played 72 games because they were in Orlando earlier before that. I think if they went to 72 games, that'd be great. And they already have the play-in tournament, right, where you're going to at least play 2 games or at least 1 or 2 games. So I think it's actually a good idea. I think they should start 2 on Christmas because you don't have to, because when the NBA starts, it's in October, right? And then you have to challenge 3 different sports. Now they definitely beat out baseball, but then you have to deal with football, right? So I think if they move to December, it gets them more attention. I think that's a better idea. I think players would probably rather play 72 games as well. I think it'd be a good idea. Now, I know I heard recently, this has been a few years now, but they were talking about having another tournament right in the middle of the season, something like that. But I think it'd be a good idea if they went from 82 to 72 games, started at Christmas, and they could go back with the finals back in July. I think that'd be a good idea.
I don't like it. JJ. I got to talk to the bosses about it because I don't like it. I do not want to see a situation where we get less basketball. I mean, I just love the game so much. I don't want to see less games. Now, if you can convince me, like you brought up the tournament mid-season, you brought up the play-in tournament as well. If you can convince me that they're going to implement some things that's going to mean more at the end of the year, then I wouldn't mind sacrificing some, regular season games. But if you want to cut the shit down, man, cut off some of them damn preseason games. Like, I just love the NBA even in the regular season. But if they do decide to take it down because of the injuries and, people pay good money to see some of these stars and superstars come out, and if they're not able to play, I get it. But if they're going to do that, you can't just take games away. I need something else to make it more exciting, so we're going to see how that play out. You mentioned Nikola Jokic winning his second MVP, back-to-back MVP. A lot of people felt like Joel got robbed. Do you think that Adam Silver and the NBA should change the format of the MVP voting to include the postseason and push it back? Or are you good with it, being a regular season award?
I think it should still stay as a regular season award because, the postseason MVP is basically the finals MVP. Maybe they should add another award to where, they have some type of just another award for the postseason, right? So for guys that like said Embiid, but I mean, I think I like the way it is now. They should maybe change it up a little bit, but you shouldn't add the postseason because, I think the postseason should be separate from the regular season. And I think it should probably just stay the way it is. Maybe they should change the voting a little bit, but I think it should just stay the way it is because it is a regular season award at the end of the day. So
I'm going to play devil's advocate and tell you this is the reason why I feel like they should consider including postseason play. When you look at the last 4 to 6 MVP winners, most valuable players of the league, not just the team, the most valuable players of the league for those seasons, all of those guys came up so short in the playoffs, early in the playoffs. Like when Giannis won his MVPs, they didn't win no rings. Giannis, we were talking about Giannis as a chokeout. Like he wasn't one of those guys. When he was winning the MVP in the regular season, Milwaukee came up short in the playoffs, right? Nikola Jokic. Now, I know they didn't have Murray this year, Jamal Murray, but he won MVPs last 2 years. Nikola, to me, I mean, he looked good in 2020 in the bubble, but the last 2 seasons, Nikola in Denver didn't make any real threat in the playoffs last year or this year. So that's the last 4 seasons MVPs, 2 for Giannis, 2 Nikola. I think James Harden won. Had James Harden and Russell Westbrook won it years before those 2 guys?
Yeah, back-to-back years.
Yeah, what did James Harden do that season? What did Russell Westbrook do in the playoffs that season? It just seems to me like we're giving this award, premeditated, giving this award in the regular season. And then when the playoffs come, these guys don't look valuable at all because they're not doing nothing with their team. So I would like to see them push it back a little bit, because to be honest, if they did push it back, even though Philly didn't go further, to me, Joel played better in the postseason when it mattered than Nikola Jokic, and I would have definitely gave Joel the MVP this season because of that alone.
That's true. Yeah, Embiid did play a lot better than Jokic did, but you also have to remember too that, Embiid, he does have James Harden, but James Harden didn't perform well. But if you look at Jokic's side of things, he didn't have Jamal Murray, he didn't have Michael Porter Jr. He was kind of all by himself a lot of times.
True.
But
that's true. But look at Luka. Look at Luka.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my thing. I'm like, if Nikola Jokic is doing something that no one has ever done before or no one is doing, then I'll give him props on it. Mm-hmm. But the same thing that he is doing, I've seen LeBron do it. We watching Luka carry these teams. I just like, if you're going to give him back-to-back MVPs, what's the real value in it when he can't get the team anywhere close to the promised land? So that's the only problem I have with that MVP format. So I don't know. They probably will keep it the same way, but I do got a problem with it. I'm not going to lie. I don't like it because, like I said, the last 4 to 6 MVP winners came up short each season in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think Curry's the last time I think Curry's the last one to win a regular season MVP and actually win a championship. Isn't that correct? I think in
2015. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to win a championship, in order to satisfy my expectation of being a regular season MVP. But at least if you're the MVP of the league, you got to be at least threatened to take your team to the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? That's. Be sure to check out the rest of this episode and more at The Best of 7 on all your favorite listening platforms.